Hello, everybody. Happy Moon Day. All right, let's jump right into this. You see the title, Why You Will Always Be Healing. This might be a little triggering for some, but I want to explain this because I have seen people say that they are completely and totally healed and they don't have to do any more work, okay? And I want to talk about this because it's really important to those of us that know that healing journey is an ongoing process. And for those who are just coming into that awareness and you might be feeling defeated as if, oh my God, how long do I have to go through this, right? And then hopefully it can help to open up more understanding for those who claim that they are fully healed, right? So first, let me just say this. You can absolutely be fully healed from a singular situation. Absolutely, you can. All right. I'm not saying that you'll never be healed from the thing that you've been working on for the past couple of months or a few years or what have you. There are a lot of issues that I have healed, and I know that I am completely healed because I can feel it and I know it, right? However, the way your subconscious mind is set up, and those of you who've been following my TikToks, I've been going on there and giving like quick little 60-second sound bites of the power of the subconscious mind and why it's important for you to understand exactly what your subconscious mind is designed to do for you in your lifetime, okay? So one of the things that the subconscious mind does is it suppresses certain emotions and memories and patterns, okay? So that means consciously we're not aware of all of our programs. We're not aware of all of the paradigms. We're not aware of all of the potential things that could come up throughout our lifetime that we need to heal. So this is why it's impossible for anyone walking and living on this planet today to be completely and fully healed of everything. Why? Because you are not 100% aware of everything that needs to be healed because it has not yet been brought to the surface or the forefront for you to be aware of it. And the subconscious mind does this for a couple of reasons. One, it does it to keep us protected, okay? Because if you've ever heard that saying that, you know, if you were to see God with your own eyes, your head would explode. You wouldn't be able to handle it, okay? It is the same thing. If every issue started coming up to surface all of a sudden at once, if your subconscious mind just started showing you everything that needed to be healed within you, you wouldn't be able to handle it. You would definitely go into some sort of psychotic state, okay? So what happens is your subconscious mind reveals certain memories and emotions and paradigms throughout certain times in your life. And those paradigms become triggered from certain situations that you find yourself in, certain people, conversations, okay? Usually you will find that these paradigms will show up when you are starting a new endeavor, okay? You're getting ready to set out to do something that you've never done before, and then boom, all of a sudden, this resistance comes up, or all of a sudden, oh my God, I gotta do forgiveness work. I had no idea I still had issues around that. Oh my goodness, this insecurity came up, or this codependency issue has come up. Oh my God, I'm starting to remember a time when my mother said I couldn't do something, or my teacher told me I couldn't do something, or people made fun of me, okay? And you're like, this, I've never, thought about this before, and never really weighed on me that heavy, or I thought I dealt with that already. It is because it's time for those things to come to surface, all right? Everything in our lives are here for a purpose. Everything is put in place for a purpose. So what I try to explain to people is, allow for these times when these things start to come up for you to take a look at. Hold a space of gratitude for it. Because one, it shows you that you are definitely tapped in and tuned into yourself, all right? Because once you recognize, oh, here's that thing getting ready, it's coming up for me to take a look at, that lets you know that your subconscious mind is working on your behalf. It has always been working on your behalf. It never works against us. The only time it works against us is when we are not aware that our actions, our belief systems, the conversations that we have, the way we think about ourselves and the world around us, when we're not aware that those things are adversely impacting us, okay, that is when the subconscious mind seems to be working against you. Or I hear people sometimes say, the universe is working against me. The universe is always working for us on our behalf for the highest and best good, okay, of all. It's always doing that. People say, you know, the devil is a lie, or the devil is working overtime. It is not the devil. It is an old program that is cropping up to the surface that brings forth this resistance, that brings forth this feeling of seeming spiritual warfare. But really what it is it's pushing us to become greater. It's pushing us to the other side, to that side of the unknown, okay? And the unknown is where most humans fear to be, because we don't know what's going to happen over there. We don't know what to expect. So most of us fear going over to the other side, into the unknown. So we fight against it. But that fight against it keeps us in a constant state of inner conflict, because it's the desire to have more, do more, be more, see more, versus the fear, which is the paradigm that has been that you've been operating on your entire life, okay? So there is that desire versus fear loop that keeps us in that conflict, and it feels like there's an outside source working against us, right? It feels like it's the devil working against us, but really what it is an old program. Remember, I don't know, I'm teaching so many classes right now, I can't remember who I'm saying what to, but in one of my classes, I talked about those paradigms being ancient wisdom that we call demons, right? It's ancient wisdom, it's ancient knowledge. Those are the programs that live deep, deep, deep in the depths of us that we are not consciously aware of, okay? But they are there, and they come up to the surface not to hurt us, but to help us improve. It helps to push us on the other side. It helps us to rise up, okay? It helps us to get to the root cause of those things and go deep and do the clearing work or the transmutation, whichever needs to happen, right? So that we can start taking a different kind of action. Earlier today, someone asked a really great question. I posted about, receiving these unsolicited prayers and things like that in my inbox, right? And I usually don't complain about people being in my inbox, but there's a different type of energy surrounding certain, I won't say everyone, but certain energies that pop up in the inbox and want to give you spiritual words and messages from your ancestors. First of all, I didn't ask you for that. Secondly, my ancestors are not talking to you, okay? My ancestors talk to me. But I made that post earlier and someone said, are you saying that we are to totally denounce all outside sources of information? And I'm saying you do what feels natural to you. There was a time that I did have to go and get readings and things like that. And there's still a couple of people that I will pay to go get a reading if I feel like I'm too close to something, right? But ultimately, what I do and what I have done for myself and what I do for people who come to me and say, hey, I need some assistance, okay? What I do is I provide tools. I show them how to completely and totally trust themselves, how to completely and totally turn within to get their own answers, because you can trust yourself. You can. Anybody who knows me, who's been listening to me for a while, following me for a while, you know that I am always talking about trusting yourself, trusting the process, becoming best friends with your subconscious mind. So you do not need to seek outside of yourself for anyone. Nobody needs to tell you about you. You already know you deeper and better than anyone. Okay? So the reason why we're always going to be healing is because we have not reached the bottom of the truth of who we really are. We have not reached the bottom of the subconscious mind, and you never will. And that's the beauty of it, because it is a vast, endless, boundless supply of truth, unveiling itself, constantly unfolding, day in, day out, all the time. All the time it is. There's never a time when you are not shifting and changing and growing and becoming more, even when it feels like things on the surface are stagnant, even when it feels like the world outside of you has stopped moving, money has slowed down and it stopped flowing, opportunities aren't coming through, you're not getting where you want to go. That means that there are some things coming to the surface for us to take a look at. That means it's time to sit back, relax, and get quiet. Even though it's hard to be relaxed when you feel uncomfortable because you feel like you should be doing something to get a result or for shifts and things to change in the outside world. But really what's happening is that opportunity for healing is coming up again. And that's why we're always going to be healing. And I say, get happy about that instead of feeling defeated by it, instead of feeling like, oh, that's a belief system that I'm not healed. No, I know that I am healed in certain areas of my life. I know that I am healed on that layer of it. This particular layer of this aspect and area of my life is healed. Okay. I don't know what other layers lie beneath that because it hasn't yet been revealed to me, because it's not time for it to be revealed. When it is time for it to be revealed, it will be, and I will handle it the way I handle everything else. So the important thing to do is to get into a space where you have created a healing plan for yourself, that you have a toolbox. I provide myself and my clients with tools to put in their toolkit. So when it's time for those new things to come up, you got something to go to and assist you and to navigate through it. It doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen overnight. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it will only take a few minutes for you to clear something out of the way. Sometimes it might take 9 months. Sometimes it may take 9 days. But our goal is to be ready, to be prepared. That's the goal. The goal is not to be completely and totally healed of everything. You will die not being healed of everything, because it is not the time for it to be healed on this plane. Some things do have to carry over to the next adventure. And I want us to get excited about it instead of feeling defeated by it, instead of feeling tired and worn out. When I first realized that I was always going to be healing, I was angry. I felt like, well, what's the point? I mean, if I'm always got to be healing something, what's the point? What's the point? But as I stepped into this work and realized the more that I require for myself, for my own level of comfort, for what I want to experience on this earth, in this body, in this lifetime, that means the more I will be moving into spaces where I'm shifting and changing. All healing is transformation. All healing is you putting to death one way that you used to be. You're dying. One state is dying and you are elevated to a new state. That's all healing is. It's just death and rebirth over and over again. That's all it is. You will die a million times on this planet before you actually transition out of this physical body. And the more you refuse that death, the more you try to work against it and resist it, the harder your experience is in the physical world. So instead of refusing it and rejecting it and being upset when you hear, you're always going to be in a phase of healing, right? Instead of moving into that space, relax into, okay, I'm eager to see what comes up from this. I'm eager to see how I'm going to shift. How is my mind going to change? How are things going to look when I move through this particular area of my life right now? What's waiting to emerge? What's waiting to be rebirthed or birthed? Because I allowed myself to die. I allowed myself to heal. I allowed myself to shift and change and transform, which is what we're here to do. So I tell people, have a healing plan in place. If you don't know what that looks like, get with somebody who can help you develop one and strategize a healing plan. I do not diagnose. I do not tell you what to do. I do not give you advice. Nope. I share the tools and the techniques that I know work, and it is up to you to practice them. It is up to you to go and do them. I don't need you to be a lifetime client. That's not my goal. My goal is to make sure, hey, I'm about to teach you a set of tools. I'm about to give you these tools. You're going to have them for the rest of your life. Put them to use when you need them, because you will need them. When the healing process crops up again, because it will, maybe it's not going to be for the same exact issue. Maybe it's going to be for something else, or maybe it's going to be a different layer of that issue. It's like, oh, forgiveness, for example. Okay, and I'm going to do a totally different video on forgiveness because most people totally misunderstand what it is. They have no idea what forgiveness is. They have no idea what it is. They think it's a form of weakness, and it is not. That it is the highest form of strength and power. But that's another time. Forgiveness, for example, has multiple layers. Multiple layers. You know how many times I done thought I forgave somebody for something, only for a situation to come up in my life for my spirit to say you need to go back and revisit that. And I'm like, damn, okay, we do more work around that. Your wounds have layers. They have roots that some of them have grown really, really, really deep. And it may take a little bit more time than you thought it would have taken to fully clear it out, to fully move forward. But what can really help us fully embody that energy of healing is allowing and being in that state of satisfaction. Like, I'm okay with where I'm at right now. Not being complacent, but being satisfied. Being satisfied with knowing I'm on an ongoing journey of healing. And that makes me feel good because I understand what healing really is. Healing is not a sign of weakness. Healing means I'm stepping into another version of myself. And that's exciting. That's fun. Because I've already seen the future version of myself. And if healing, again, means that I'm becoming more of the truth of who I really am, then I welcome that with open arms, and I'm not going to fight against it. And I'm not going to get angry when I hear somebody say, we're always in healing. We're always healing. You're always going to be healing. I'm going to get excited about it because I used to get upset about it. I used to feel defeated. I used to be tired, like, oh my God, no, why has this got to happen again? Why I got to go through this again? But now, because as you mature in your spirituality, in your mental growth, your personality, all of that stuff, as you mature, you learn how to appreciate and be thankful for these times. And everybody is not ready for these kind of messages, and it's not going to land with everybody, and that's totally fine. I'm talking to the people who are ready to hear it. That's okay. You're not going to be for everybody. And I love that too. Why do I love that? Because I don't want to serve everybody. I want to serve those who are ready for these messages, for this style of healing, for this kind of power. That's who I'm attracting. It's not for everybody. That's okay. Heartache and pain are probably the best teachers in the entire world. And I'm not saying that you always got to be in pain. I'm not walking around in constant pain. I do not walk around in constant pain. I don't. I have a very happy life. It's very seldom that I'm feeling down and out and sad and depressed. That happens very, very, very seldom. But the times that I was in pain, I can honestly say that those were the most powerful times in my life, because I was made to sit still. I was made to go deep within myself and look at some of the hard truths. And instead of calling them ugly, and instead of being embarrassed by them, and instead of ignoring them and sweeping them underneath the rug, I just pulled the rug back and sat down with them and was like, what's up? Oh, I do that. Oh, I do that sometimes. I do that sometimes. Oh, that I don't like that I do that sometimes. That makes me so embarrassed. But okay, what you doing? Why do I do this sometimes? Okay. Look at it this way, because I still feel that some people are still triggered by you'll always be healing, right? But look at it like this. You get to know a different part of yourself. Every time the opportunity comes up for you to heal something, every time one of those memories or emotions that make your paradigms, that create your programs, right? Anytime one of those things are brought to the surface by your subconscious mind, which is highly intelligent, by the way, highly recommend making excellent friends with your subconscious mind, okay? And your ego. Become very good friends with them. The more you show someone love or show yourself love, the more you begin to trust you. So those are opportunities for you to get to know a new version of yourself or an old version of yourself that you locked away because you were embarrassed by him or her. Pull them on out the closet if it's time. Don't go digging if it's not time, but you'll know because it just shows up. It comes up. Pull them on out the closet and be like, all right, come talk to me. Let me get to know you a little bit. Why do we sometimes do X, Y, and Z? Because of this. Like, oh, okay. It doesn't have to feel hard and arduous if you approach it as a scientist, if you approach it as an observer, right? It does not have to be hard. It does not have to be this horrible thing that I'm always going through these tough times and oh my God, I'm having another low. And that doesn't mean that you won't have lows, but it does not have to always be this way. If you can move into a space of appreciation and gratitude for it and being like, all right, let me holler at you for a minute. Let me see what's up. Because it's you. It's you. I love all versions of me. All versions of me, I love her. Even the ones that be like, oh, why you say that? Why you do that? There you go again with that. There you go again. Right? I still love her. I love the one that is cringeworthy. I love the one that sometimes gets a little tipsy and says some stuff and be like, and I never say anything to hurt anybody. I'm speaking truth and I'm speaking from love, but sometimes everybody's not ready for it. Right? So That version of me, I'm like, we got to temper a little bit, right? Like just relax a little bit. But I still love that version of me. I love the version of me from 7 years ago. I love the version of me from 20 years ago, from 30 years ago. I love all those versions of me. And I don't have a problem with talking about any of those versions. I have no problems with facing those versions if I need to face her again, if we need to sit and have another chat, if we need to work through some things together. This is what true self-love is, true self-acceptance is. Honoring all of those parts that are you, honoring every single inch, every molecule of you, every cell, C-E-L-L of you. That's what it's all about. And the more you start to chat with those versions of yourself, the less you're going to find that you need to seek outside yourself for answers. Because now you know, I got to go talk to little baby Shara. I got to talk to 6-year-old Shara. Oh, I need to talk to 19-year-old Shara. I need to talk to 28-year-old Shara. Because I know where this comes from. I know what's trying to emerge right now. I have an idea of what I need to do right now. The less you're going to need to seek outside yourself for those types of answers, okay? And listen, for those who are readers, please believe me, what I'm teaching is not going to slow your business down, because there's always going to be people, more people are always going to not trust themselves in their first mind than will. You will always have a client base, always. Again, I am talking to those who wish to be fully sovereign, who wish to go within and find their answers, who are ready to fully trust themselves completely, who already know, like I already know what it is, and I'm going to go deal with that now. Because see, knowing is just half the battle. A lot of people know why they do what they do or what the problem is. The other part of that is doing the work so that you don't do it anymore. Doing the work to heal it so it's no longer an issue in your life. Most people can tell you why they do what they do. I have codependency issues, or I have abandonment and rejection issues, or I'm a little bit of a narcissist or whatever. I like to get what I want and I lie, whatever, I cheat, I steal, or whatever. Most people can tell you their issue, and they could probably even tell you why they're the way they are. But most are not doing the other half of the work, which is shifting out of that. Some people don't want to shift out of it. They like being the way that they are, and that's okay. Some people are addicted to their pain. They're addicted to their struggle. Because for them, it's not a struggle. It's just what they're programmed to do. They're programmed to operate that way, and they're okay with it. But if you're not okay with it, identifying the issue is the first step. The next step is, what do I do now? Now that I know, what do I do to have a different experience, right? So hopefully this, I know that's right. I know that's right, Takana. That's right, still healing, right? As long as we're here, we in these bodies, we're still healing, okay? And even when we get on the other side, still more healing to do. It's okay. It's not an ugly thing. Healing is not ugly. Healing is beautiful. It means that you have become more aware of another version of yourself. You're like, oh, okay, I see that now too. It's beautiful. Most people don't want to do it, but those who are ready, those who want to, it's available to you. Whether you do it by yourself, whether you get assistance with that, whatever, okay? So hopefully this has been helpful for someone out there. We're getting ready to do the next cycle of the Breaking Chains, Overcoming Codependency sessions. And so if that sounds like something that you are needing or want to find out more about, then you can set up a free consultation appointment and we could just discuss to see whether or not it could be a good fit for you. I'm also still offering the 5 hours free for the Be Magic Hypnosis Method training class. You can use that to become a certified hypnotist, or you can do it for your own self-mastery, okay? But I will put both of the links here in the comments section. If you feel so inclined, you can share this video. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful Monday, and I will see y'all in the next video.